We have finally left
Nug Nug.
But we're on to new adventures now. Where are we heading now, Cain?
Oh, to be honest, where the road takes us.
Well, tonight we're going to Tolmie, and our aim is to
get my man from Snowy River on.
Yeah, our aim is to check out Craig's hut. We both love men from Snowy River, and we want to see what it's like actually
More
up
high
there.
mountains. Get up them high mountains.
I tell you what, though, the lady next to us was just telling us where we're going, Tolmie, is pretty cold, and she says, "Oh, it's going to be cold there. It's meant to be 30 odd degrees here for the next 2 days, so that's why we're going to Tolmie."
Excellent.
Okay, now just a little update. We don't usually make plans. We said when we got off the boat from Tassie, we're not making any plans.
Hence why we've been at Nug Nug for 2 weeks.
But we actually made some plans last night. Easter is coming up fast, and we're a little bit worried about where to go for Easter. So we've booked a caravan park at Ballarat for about 4 days because we want...
Somebody's having a birthday!
Someone's having a birthday, so we're planning to go to Melbourne and do some cool things for his birthday. And then... Oh, hello you. And then we've got about a week till Easter, and we've actually booked our first ever hip camp. The reviews are awesome, so fingers crossed. It's at the end of the Great Ocean Road. What's the town at the end of the Great Ocean Road?
Warrnambool, I think it is.
Yeah, so it's just up from there. So stay tuned. We will be checking out our first ever hip camp that we have booked ourselves.
That's right. We have stayed at one before thanks to the Speedos, Mel and Brett, which was great camping with them. Not sure on the hip camp, but great camping with them. But we're going to check out one for our very first time for ourselves, see what happens.
Fingers crossed. Well, we have got to Tolmie Reserve. It is $7.50 per person per night, and without Cain running me over, we have it all to ourselves. Everywhere else is packed at the moment. We left Nug Nug, it was really busy. We had some friends at, I think it's Eva, and it's really busy. We get here and I was expecting to be really busy, but nope, all to ourselves.
I don't know, some days when we're having lunch, I just don't know what I want to eat.
I hate lunch. Lunch sucks.
Traditional old wrap, it's, you know, I love it. Ham, cheese, tomato, just rolled up. It is delicious, but when you have them a lot, I thought I need something else on my wrap. So I am trialling some tuna. Go Cain tuna. So I'm going to try some tuna, and then I'm going to put a little bit of spaghetti on it too. And I don't know, I might even try and find a packet of chips for some crunch. Bang that on, roll him up and chow down. Look, if it tastes bad, so be it, I eat it. If it tastes good, it's bloody delicious. The one thing I do know is it all comes out the same way. Unless you're that person.
Yeah, disgusting.
Looks like a pizza.
That looks disgusting. I haven't got the bin out.
What? Now, do we have a packet of chippies?
Really? It looks gross. It looks like you vomited on it. You not leave that open. That's what it looks like.
You chased him back over onto me. Hey, this is what she looks like. Pretty good. Fills the belly. Oh, it actually tastes really good. Right, I'm told normal people eat this.
Ham and avocado. Now, because I was spoiled in Tassie, I want beetroot relish. I don't have that, so I've just got some cute beetroot and going to put some of my Tassie Ashgrove cheese on it. Delicious.
I don't know. This concoction of a wrap, it's a winner. So if you're looking for a winner, go this. Tolmie Reserve. Look at us back there, all by ourselves here.
All by myself.
Look, I think it's $7.50 each, so $15 a night for us. There is concrete fireplaces, which you can have a fire. There's even wood near the one where we are.
Wood there for us.
Did. There's showers and toilets up here as well. Not that we really need them. But like I said, we're the only ones here, which is absolutely fantastic. Good phone service, and we're going to go out and check out some of the Tolmie sort of areas, because there's a bit of history, the historical, because it used to be called Wombat. So the Wombat Ranges, or Wombat, I think it's called now the Tolmie Tablelands, and Tolmie, named after one of the very early settlers who had a big pastoral lease here. Another little piece of interesting information that we just got. 1883, they set up a police reserves, put land aside for police reserve. There is a church on it, they utilised some of it church. It never went ahead, and from then on they've called this the police paddock. So, yeah, a lot of promises from the government back then, and not much eventuated from it. So they got settlers here, they got schools.
They're a little worried about my Ned Kelly.
They might.
He had them stressed.
They might have been, because they got the schools, the churches, the hotel. Didn't build a railway line, and obviously didn't build a police station. Probably the one thing they really should have had was a police station, if they're worried about old Ned running around bush ranging. Just push. Thank you, Tolmie. Awesome little community kitchen. Rightio, story has it for Tolmie that it was a pastoral lease, 40,000 acres, by a guy called Ewan Tolmie. Now, he had it between 1860 and 1880, but Ned Kelly at Stringybark Creek, which is not that far away, he become extra famous for himself because they had a shootout with the police and killed police officers and that there. So the government thought, look, how about we get more settlers up here to try and deter the bush rangers, because they were roaming free, and opened up a lot more leases to get more people up here. It used to be called Wombat, so I think in about 1880, when the township sort of got going, they changed the name to Tolmie after the guy that was here, promised them a railway. The town did boom for a while with people, residents. They had, what do we have, a post office, school, police station. But sadly, they never built the railway line, and the town then died. And there's pretty much not a lot left now, apart from the rec area where we're camped out. But we might even pop down to Stringybark Creek, because I'm told there's some pretty good historical stuff down there about Ned Kelly and the gang and the police officers shooting and all that sort of stuff. So, nice little spot, Tolmie. The sun sets.
As the sun sets, it ends another beautiful day here in Tolmie. Okay, this is just a little quick and easy favourite of ours. We have sausages, I've got chipolatas this time, and we've chucked in onions, mushrooms and tomatoes, and I'll put in a little bit of gravy in a minute. Check that out. Smells delicious. And we'll just have that with a bit of mashed vegetables. Quick and easy tea on the road.
I can vouch, it smells delicious.
And I tip the gravy in now if you want.
Oh yeah, tip the gravy in.
Might need a little bit more water, but we'll see. Oh, that's yum. Can't beat sausages and gravy, really.
Well, we've popped down to Stringybark Creek, just following on a little on Ned Kelly's exploits, adventures from when he was a young fella, when the police were looking for him. Behind me is a beautiful big map of what happened. They don't know the exact location, but some Mansfield police rode up looking for Ned and his brother because they swore not to be captured by the police. Ned and his guys were camped really close. Like at, Bullock Creek, which was literally just over the rise. So obviously Ned got wind of this, so he comes over to see the police, and obviously they had probably a little tiff. Some people might have died, and somebody might have escaped back to Mansfield, and that's how Ned was framed for the murder of one of the constables. Constable Lonergan. Everybody seemed to support huge big beards back in the day. It's how poems like Man from Iron Bark come about. Big beard, big man, little peepee. So the story goes that Sergeant Kennedy and Constable Scannion went out for a little bit of a scouting ride. The other two constables stayed back at camp. McIntyre and Lonergan, they stayed back at camp, were making bread. One of them heard some noises, went out, couldn't find anything, shot some parrots, I think it was. Come back, they were preparing their evening meal when the Kellys must have yelled out, bail up, hands up, that sort of stuff. McIntyre was unarmed, so he handsed up. Lonergan, however, had a weapon. He took off into the bush to unholster that weapon, but he was killed, they say, by Ned Kelly. That's why Ned Kelly was hanged, based on the evidence by McIntyre, who did put his hands up and they didn't kill him. They used him to sit there and wait until the other two come back, sergeants, and his constable come back from their scouting, then to try and get them to surrender so they could steal their horses. However, the sergeant thought it was a joke, went to put his hand on his gun, and the Kellys opened up fire and obviously killed him and the other constable. But because McIntyre was at the sergeant's horse and it spooked, he managed to get on and bolted off on the horse. Sergeant Kennedy tried to escape. Obviously he was shot, but he only made it a short distance up the road. McIntyre's evidence is what evidently got Ned Kelly hanged. So we're going to go for a little walk, probably to pass the tree where they found Sergeant Kennedy after the second attempt to come back here to look for him, because the first time they only found the other two dead bodies. And then we'll just have a little bit of a wander around and see some of the history of the Australian bushrangers. There, in his cloak. Well, obviously to build memorials for it back in the day with the police that were shot, they put the main one at Mansfield because Stringybark's too remote, obviously back in the 1880s, to get to. They did mark a tree with a K for Kennedy, Sergeant Kennedy, but that tree was obviously cut down due to logging and that sort of stuff way back in the day. They also marked others that had shot marks in them as potential memorials, but termites and rot and that sort of stuff knocked them down. In the 1930s, they cut out a tree, a young tree, which we're looking at now, and put all the names of the police officers that were killed, but it grew up and covered them in. So I believe the last thing they did was put a metal Ned Kelly helmet type of thing in there, and all I can read now is Kelly shot Long, I'd say Lonergan, 1870 whatever, 6 I think was the time, wasn't it? 78, but that's covered up, so the tree's starting to swallow up the helmet now too. So but history, nature's taking back over. We encountered these little fellas at Nug, certainly when you got chicken and that around. No stings, but they do come in quite big numbers, and they call them the European wasps. I believe the nest that I filmed is a European wasp nest. Always wondered what they look like, because someone said they're in the ground, but this one's in a hole in a tree. Don't want to get near it, because even though they didn't sting, I'm told that their stings can be nasty. Is that right?
Well, they can sting more than once. They can keep stinging lots.
Yeah.
But we had heaps of them at Nug, and they were a pain, and we were like swatting them away like flies, and
yeah,
they're fine.
They didn't sting, so, but yeah. I don't want to go testing the theory. Coming through. They got to hang on. He waved. So, some sort of bike rally on. I should have asked a guy that was stopped here earlier. He said there was about 200 of them. I don't know what they're for. They've all got numbers on them. Be interesting to find out, but nobody else has stopped, but there's been plenty of them come through. A lot of history in Mansfield. I think the railway showed up around 1910, and they used to load timber and all that on it, because they opened up all this area in about 1837 or something like that, when Hovell and that went through. They've turned the railway line into a multi-use surface now, so horse riders, bike riders, all that. It's about 134 metres from end to end. Looks absolutely fantastic. So if you are into your bike riding and you just want a bike ride, if you're on horses, you want a horse ride, it looks like an awesome thing. It's great that they've used all these old railway lines as trails now, so the public can use and enjoy. And being a railway line, they're fairly level and flat, so there's no bloody obscene hard hills and that sort of stuff. Check out Mansfield, a lot of history. We're now going to pass through and carry on our merry little way.
Wow, we have loved exploring the Tolmie area and checking out all the information about Ned Kelly and actually seeing where the shootout was. That was so cool. But tomorrow we are going to tick off a bucket list item. We're heading up to Mount Buller and then on to check out Craig's hut, the original Man from Snowy River hut. Cannot wait. This is something Cain and I have been looking forward to for so long. So make sure you tune in next week, because we will have all the action for you. Like, subscribe, follow us along. Otherwise, catch you next week.
Well, here's another little piece of Here's another little piece of interesting. Are you doing a bit of wood chopping?
As the sun sets on another beautiful day on the road, we are ready to continue our journey.
Like the sands through an hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Really? You reckon that's better than mine?
As the sun sets.
As the sun sets, it ends another beautiful day here in Tolmie.
No, the sands of the hourglass.